scheduled city council meeting for Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, approximately 6:30. Please join us in the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. All the council is here this evening. Approval of previous minutes, please.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for February 6th, 2024.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes for February 6th, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, if any? Motion passes. Thank you. No petitions, remonstrances, or communications. So we'll just move on down the agenda with Trossels. You're the only one on the agenda tonight.
So we sent an email, Liz. I don't know if you're able to pull it up or not.
Email?
Yeah, there'd be a link to slides, but I can show it on here too.
Okay, if you want to, we'll disconnect my Zoom meeting, but
Whatever's easiest, I can show it on here and then I can just capture it.
for everyone to talk. Yeah, we'll disconnect it.
It's up to you. Let me know what works best.
It'll just take it off the screen. So let me move this up. Here's the sheet.
I can just stand up here.
You can use this table if you'd like.
Well, who wants to see it most? You guys are okay. So, I will stand up. All right, so what we heard was that there is a grant available for a disc golf or some outdoor activity. And through doing some research, the kids have really gotten into disc golf the last 6 months or so. And they put together a little slideshow that they wanted to share with you guys. There is grants available. It's like a 60-40. They do 60 if we do 40. I'm willing to use my tractor and my material or whatever. I'll put money into it. These guys love doing it. We already have the land. So if you guys want to present as I go through. We're asking for a 9-hole course. It's a little bit cheaper as well. Again, you just let me know which way I should face. I'm figuring I'll talk to the most.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you guys want to share as well?
So why it should be considered is because it's really expensive to build and play is more than the cost of football.
Yes, but I checked, it's about a third the cost, and that would be a full expensive course, would be a third of the cost of one pickleball course. And like 1/10 the cost of a soccer field, something like that. It's the 4th fastest sport in the country right now, growing. There's a video, if it works. I don't know how good the internet is here, but actually I already have it. Play that with sound. Sounds up. And this is an older gentleman reporting on the growing of.
I'm Ray Stein, conservator at a Salt Lake County golf course. For this course, you don't use clubs. There are no greens for these. Heck, there are no greens. And you don't chase a little white ball. You throw beans. This is not your father's prison. Wilson, who, as manager of the Richmond
So there's that. But so people of all ages play it, all abilities. If you can toss it, you can play. It's that simple. And then let's get some more slides up. Are you ready, Becca? Okay, there you go.
So disc golf offers many benefits. It can be played by almost anyone. It's a versatile sport that can be played a variety of different ways all year round. It promotes exercise and a healthy lifestyle and benefits the community, and popular with tourism and tourists.
And that got cut off, but people literally travel around and visit different courses and play. So it got cut off, but there you go. You're right.
What is needed to install a disc golf course? Land requirements, course design tips, disc golf course installation, baskets, tee pads, signage.
And there's some, we just walked through Viking Park. We were kind of given hints that Sunnyside Park's a little more sacred to be left alone as what it is, and Viking Park might be a better option. So we kind of walked all around there. I did some measurements on Google Earth, and it's big enough. I think some of the more expert players throw 700, 800 feet for holes. And there's some of our, and actually this may be a question you guys can answer. Is the ball field behind Viking Park still part of city property? I didn't count that in measurements, but maybe another 200 feet in there. Okay, so that's good news. It doesn't matter that there are obstacles and weeds everywhere. That's half the fun, is playing around with what's already there, whether it's trees or buildings or weeds or whatever. So that's one of the huge advantages. You put this stuff in the ground, you know, it's just a pole with a basket on top. There's a sign and a tee pad, and then that's it. Maybe weeding around it every now and then. It's not a normal golf course. You don't have to water anything. It's as the park was, but with a disc golf setup in it. So we did some quick calculations. If we were to kind of piecemeal it together, like the cheapest we could find for 9 holes would be about $4,200. That's everything. That's signs, tee pads, goals, you know, poles, everything. On the higher end for kind of the same 9 holes would be about $5,800. And that would be like nicer tee pads, nicer signs.
I think.
And actually, yeah.
If there's like
some of that
one
is
that's
18.
like further and then one that's like shorter.
Oh yeah.
Or, like,
For beginners and
Yeah, so there are courses where there's longer distance and shorter distance for beginners, or people who just don't have, you know, don't have a great ability. So you would have double tee pads, but still one goal for each of the 9. That'd be about $1,600 more. And then there's some kind of goals, what they look like, tee pads, what they look like.
But are there a couple of them up at Broom Point now?
At the school, yes. So there's goals up there. There aren't really tee pads per se up there. And you can do them really cheap, turf on stone, or you can do expensive concrete pads that, you know, basically last forever. But those obviously are a little bit more expensive. Okay, go ahead.
So, what's a disc golf course look like? What's it like? What's it take to play? So pretty much the same as a regular golf course, but on a shorter scale. It requires much less upkeep and less equipment for play. No special maintenance needed, other than the occasional trimming.
Part of the challenge is playing around natural existing obstacles so they fit very well into parks or recreation areas. Players can get into the sport for $25 and have multiple discs. Experts and recreational players tour the country playing in courses and blog about it. Some dedicated disc golf channels on YouTube have 150,000 plus subscribers and over 50 million total views.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Just some links there, and we could share that again. We shared this link, which if you want to share with everyone, then would be
Okay.
great. And then did you have something else? Just say
Just
it.
about that,
the kids basically were looking to help with the adventure team and bring new things to the town. And we know that most people visit Sunnyside and East Carbon for the coke ovens, as they are a rarity. I was even researching, and there are not many coke ovens around anymore. So we were just saying this is another thing that you could promote. There is a course, an app called UDisc. It tells you all the courses around the country, and it would be something easily to add the one at Bruin Point and sort of have those 9 holes and then 9 holes at Viking Park would make like a complete 18-hole course. But even improving the one at Bruin would be a great thing as well to add sort of a course, because there's no real like course as to where you throw and where you start. And they say that's an important part of disc golf. But it's very famous. I mean, the national championship was in Ogden. We went to those 3 courses in Ogden. And so it's becoming,
World championship.
just like pickleball, it's becoming more of a destination that when people are traveling from Moab, and our pastor, Chris Polito, said it's very growing, and people would easily, see our course out here, and let's go 10 miles this direction and see the coke ovens and play disc golf. So anyway, it was just an idea. We also think it's a benefit for the kids and the community. They do learn it at Mont Harmon, and there is a disc golf club at the high school, which our other son is involved in and couldn't be here because he is.
And there's a course on the college in Price and over at Pioneer Park.
Pioneer Park, yes.
So people play it all the time in Price. We have a few out here already. So it's a thought. We just found out today there's a Facebook group that advocates for that, and also we're offering a $7,500 grant. That deadline is in June, so we're still within time limits there. But I don't know much else about it yet. But it's a Utah-specific Facebook group.
Elevate Utah disc golf.
So there's possibly other options where it costs almost nothing.
Do you know what the match is on that grant at all?
That is just,
I don't know. We'll have to look into more. Chris Polito just told us about it today, and just
I don't know if there's a match or if it's just, we'll help you
Just
set
as
it up.
grant?
In kind?
Yeah.
Have any idea what your
That
in
might
kind
be
would be worth on a project like that? Quite a bit of time, or?
For, when you say in kind, you gotta help me. You mean like how much would we put into it?
Yeah. What
Take your
you-
tractor over and
So,
You or the city or anyone would put.
yeah, I don't know what, like I wouldn't charge, but what would normally, I know that the Youngs, it's $50-$60 an hour minimum to run a tractor somewhere. I would imagine it'd be at least a day's worth of work.
you only have to dig 9 holes.
Yeah, but if we do double with double tees, then it's, double the time. But, you gotta bring in stone and smooth it out and dig the holes and stuff. So there's labor involved more so than, the tractor would be helpful for that, for sure.
But you don't need fancy tee pads. The college just has dirt,
Yeah,
they
in
just
places
have it.
there's
They take
dirt.
advantage of like using
You
the
don't need
sidewalks.
anything
Yeah,
fancy.
there's already sidewalks in places there where there really isn't over at Viking
Well, you
Park.
don't need sidewalks.
But it would give Viking Park a use.
Right.
It's centered more around the kids and stuff, and I know not only Chris, but CJ, there's a lot of those kids from East Carbon that they travel around to these tournaments and stuff. Chris and his wife both go to tournaments and stuff, and like that we could get some of those hometown kids to come up here and help set it up and do some of the stuff.
Well, and maybe advertise and advocate, but there's a lot of space at Viking Park that just isn't utilized for anything.
Yeah, nothing.
It's
I know
just
that-
grass.
We stopped water in half of it.
Yeah.
the grant that you're
And I
looking
think
at
that's
right now
an
is
advantage in that no one cares. When you go play a course, we played a course in Idaho this winter, and the sagebrush was waist high the whole way, and that's just how the course
Drinks
was.
too, and that's
Drinks,
It was
yeah.
still really fun.
Yeah, it was fun, but that's that course.
And the grant you're looking at is the Utah Outdoor Recreation Grant, Tier 1.
Yes, the
mini
one
grant,
we've
right?
discussed
Yeah.
is a 60-40, I believe.
Right. I
And
like
then the one,
the other one, if we could look at that one and see what the match is on that.
yeah.
Um,
And again, I just found that out today, so
Yeah.
I didn't get time to research that. But their number is 7,500. So
See, all your in-kind efforts can go against that match.
Okay,
That's the way that works.
right.
So as you apply, you might really want to have a good feel for what that would amount to, how much.
Right. So, and again, I might not know until I get into it and actually, dig a little bit, but if it's $1,000 in labor for all of us to build for 2 days or something, if that's all it would take, it's only $1,000, but that'd be $1,000 that we wouldn't have to pay for. And so, and again, if it starts bringing more people up here, people come up here to tour that, and they're like, oh, there's a grocery store, there's a restaurant, there's a new restaurant going in here in just a few weeks. So little stuff like that, it just starts to grow, and that's what we're.
Put it together, let me see some numbers.
Right, okay. Yeah, and I do have some numbers in the PowerPoint that we did. Just quick research, minimums, like absolute minimums, and it's just cost of stuff. I'm not including any labor costs in that because I figured we have a few kids that would help and get a tractor that can dig a hole. So.
Okay,
All right.
It's a great idea.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. No introduction and adoption of resolutions and ordinances. Right, Liz? Christian?
Correct.
Correct. Okay, reports from council. You didn't have anything, did you, Chief?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I forgot to ask, either one of you on call tonight?
Unless it's something really bad, huh?
Okay. You're okay, Chief?
Sounds
Okay.
like.
Barbara Robinette, planning and zoning.
Okay, we had a full planning and zoning last week, so, and there's some things that we had to bring before the council, so the council could approve them before we could move forward. James McCormick, his 4 containers that we've given 3 extensions. We had him come, and now his idea is he wants to put them in the wash that's behind his mother's house. Put a roof on them, over them, the walls and stuff, and then they won't be seeable from the street. I rode over past the mother's house and put doors on it and get them all out, and we asked him for by what date can he do it? Because we told him we weren't going to give him any more extensions, and he said he could have it all done, moved, and everything by the 1st of July.
Where's
So
his
is that
mother's
to
house?
put in there permanently? Like-
Yes, he's putting them over there permanently. It'll be in a wash
What wash?
that's behind where his mother lives on Denver.
If we
And,
let one,
huh?
if we let 1%.
What happens when we get a 100-year flood or less?
And that's his problem, because it's on private property and there's nothing that, and it doesn't affect the water down through that wash and stuff. I talked to Brian Minna, because it's up from his house and stuff, and he says, no, even if there is a 100-year flood, it's not going to affect anything.
He's going to totally enclose 3,
4, he says he has 4 containers.
yes,
so
he
I
does.
Yeah,
There's one over there already,
Yeah.
right?
When you say enclose them, what do you mean? Like he's gonna put something around them so that they don't look like storage?
right.
Enclose them with a building, basically.
Yeah, he was going to
Inside
enclose
the
it with a building, basically.
So doesn't he need to get a permit to do that, building permit?
Yeah, he will do that, but we have to approve it first that he can do it. So planning and zoning said that there is no ordinance that says he cannot do it. So we had to bring it before council to see if council wants him to do it. It's going to get them out of the town.
Probably have to see it.
Well, yeah, I told him he has to build the plans. Yeah.
Let me ask a question. That property back there, the big majority of it belongs to Nevada 5.
No, this is theirs. I
It's
already
their
checked.
property?
I already
Okay.
checked. Yeah. So, should I tell him we want to have a full design and everything, what he's gonna do with it and where it's gonna be, and then we'll put it on the next agenda.
That's the first thing you better do.
Okay.
Yep.
So then we surplus the property in Columbia. So now it is ready for you to advertise for bid. The 15 feet that's in between
Yes.
Sam's
Yes, yes.
that we were asked to surplus, okay? Kinsey is getting a lot of calls already, complaints about the smell from the place we took all the animals away from. And this is the wet in the cold, and think about what it's gonna be. So Kinsey is sending them a letter telling them that we want to see a copy of their contract stating that they were grandfathered animal rights to that place, because they're still saying that,
Which one is that, Barbara?
The one we
Why are we going through all this again?
because all the animals are back.
I know, but why are we going through all this again?
They put the animals back.
Yeah.
Well, in my opinion, we need to do what we did the first time.
Yeah, I agree.
That's not fair to them people that live right there.
No.
No, and she's already had like 5 or 6 calls in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
So, and then I brought up last week that we had somebody contact us that wants to put a tiny house on his property up where the burn trailer is in Sunnyside. So this is how the contractor will build these houses, but it will have a foundation under it. And so this is what they look like. I'm still thinking that there's only going to be room for one house on the lot.
Is he thinking of a development?
He
And
says he
to
wants
finance
to,
it?
he wants to see how this does, to rent to people like an overnight thing when people are going up hunting and stuff, a tiny house. So it's up to you guys if you want to, because I told him we needed to see what it was that he was talking about. So it is a regular constructed house.
It's easy to see that, but it's not easy to see his plan. That's where I'm at.
So he's talking about one tiny house.
Mm-hmm. So should I have him get the plans from the contractor that's going to be building this supposedly?
What is he going to use it for?
For people that want to stay overnight.
Like
hunting.
Airbnb?
An Airbnb.
Mhm.
I mean, it's nice. It's a nice.
Yeah, it's better than that burned out trailer that's up there now.
I was gonna say, it's much more appealing to the eye than what's there.
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
You look at the ones as you go kind of like Quail Hollow, going before St. George,
Mhm.
they're neat.
Yeah.
They're-
There's
have-
some of them, and
Yeah.
a lot of communities are starting, in fact, I
Mhm.
think Price City, somebody's talking to them about doing a subdivision.
You look at these small lots for these houses,
Yeah,
if they look good,
yeah.
Mhm.
that's better than an empty wheat-filled lot.
Or
Burned out trailer.
dilapidated home, yeah.
A lot of our houses are outdated, some are in a
Right.
tiny house, and most of them have fallen apart.
So
Cheap to
should I tell
replace them.
planning and zoning to contact other cities around to see if they have tiny house regulations and ordinances
Yeah.
and see, and then bring those back to the council to see?
In fact, I think, I was just listening to Price City's city council, and the guy, I can't remember his name, that was talking to them, the mayor did say that they needed to have a new zoning, because it's a new.
That's us too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
It's going
good.
to have to probably have new sewer and water connection. And
Well,
that's a big deal.
well, his will already have it because it's a trailer there, a burned out trailer. So the lot
Well,
that
it
he,
doesn't necessarily have to have it.
yeah,
That would have to be,
yeah. And he knows, we told him that the city is not responsible for any hookups, any sewer, any water, any sidewalk. If it's not there on the property, he's gonna have to pay for it. So I'll have Kinsey get with the other cities around and get a copy of their ordinances and just
I'd
go
kind
from
of
there.
like to consider it.
Okay,
You know, Makes more sense to me to try to put a tiny home on a tiny lot than trying to stuff a big single wide or double wide on a tiny lot. You know, that's kind of the issue that I have.
Would they have plumbing?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, as long as it would be like a permanent construction,
Yeah, with the foundation and everything.
Right.
with the foundation, I wouldn't see any problem with it.
Because there are
Because
some
then it's
tiny
not, they're
homes.
gonna hook the tongue onto it
Yes.
and pull away and leave a
No, it's
big
gonna
mess.
have
There are
foundation
tiny
down.
homes like that,
Yeah.
where they just have them on a trailer and they just,
Don't speak too fast now, you're the one that rewrites the ordinances, so.
No, this ordinance would go through planning and zoning. Have to be approved by the council to be added into the ordinances. Okay, and that's it. That's my list.
That's all?
That's my list.
Hey,
Talk about James Martinez.
Pardon?
James Martinez.
No, but that's just approving that he can do the plans on his lot.
Oh,
So,
okay, so-
yeah. That doesn't have to come before council, so.
okay. Don Logston, Park Cemetery, and whatever else you take on.
I don't have hardly anything. We're working on getting a couple of more things for the museum. I won't reveal what they are yet, but they're kind of big things, so. But we're, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're still expecting more of the Keith Hansen collection over there. We've got 2 cases full now. We still have a pretty good sized case and a smaller case that we haven't filled yet, so,
Okay.
We gotta get locks.
yeah.
Liz Ferguson, Community Days newsletter.
I'm gonna first start with the well-being survey. It's ready to go. So Courtney Flint sent me the information. So a lot of it is links. They'll have links to take the survey rather than sending out all of that, the paper. And so that'll be put on the website, and the links will be put in the newsletter as well. But that's ready to go, and that's really important information. So if you see a well-being survey
Take,
coming your way, please take it. It's good information for the city, and it really helps in grants, when writing grants, as far as information that we gather. And then, I think that is all I have on that. And then, nothing on the newsletter other than the deadline, it's a couple of days. And Community Days is just moving along,
around the corner.
yeah. Just around the corner.
Linda keeps telling me that she's getting
Yeah, we're already getting vendors.
vendors back.
Mhm. Vendors, and we have donations already. So I'm just working on the entertainment, which, just the lineup for the entertainment.
The
And,
lineup with empty spots to fill? Is that what you're,
well, I'm waiting for Shalice
okay.
and getting those time slots. If you have any ideas or have anyone, please let me know so we can
We
get
may.
that worked out.
Hello there. Haven't seen you for a while.
It's been a little bit. Liz, I know you're in charge of Community Days, and since you're on the subject, do you need someone to open with the national anthem this year?
That's what I contacted Shalice Rahala. She's done it the last couple of years, but if are you
I'm
volunteering?
interested, if
Okay, I'll put your name down.
Swing is named to the rodeo too.
Mhm.
There's 2 nights there.
Yeah. So
All right.
I'll put your name down,
sure,
and if I don't hear from Shalice, I'll get in contact with you.
perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay. You okay, Liz? Move on? Okay, Jesse Stewart, ambulance and fire.
I haven't spoken to Barbara yet. I called and talked to Cody earlier. He said the only thing that we've got going on with fire is just ongoing training. Still doing the fire 1 and 2 training. Other than that, all's going pretty well.
On the 9th of March, we have a first responders training set up for the police, fire, and ambulance for peer support. It'll be an all-day training
Here?
here. Yeah, and so Jeff, can't remember his last name, is coming down. He runs his own business on peer support and stuff, and so we'll feed him lunch up at the public safety building and stuff. And we've opened it up to, Randy's supposed to check with you guys at the school and stuff. Anybody that feels like how they would like to have more information and stuff with dealing with someone that's in a tragedy or dealing with anything to do with peer support, we'd like to invite them. They just need to get a hold of me before, so I'll know what food. And Sammy, if you know any other police departments or anything, just let me know the number, the name, and how many's going to come. And that's going to be on the 9th of March. And we're using some of our wellness grant for this.
Okay. Need any help, let us know.
Okay. And that's basically all I got.
That's it. We had another walkthrough for electrical, get a bid. So we may have this one coming. That will make 2. So that's happening. We can get past that part. Then we can move on to gas and vamp, that kind of stuff. All right.
I just have one more thing, Mayor.
Yes.
We had talked about summer concerts
Mhm.
last meeting, and I have somebody lined up that is willing to do it for free.
Okay. One time or?
Yeah, just one
One
time,
event.
and if we get more people that would do
Sure.
more concerts, we'll get them, but we had talked about Wednesdays or Fridays, so I
Sure.
don't know. And the reason is because Thursdays, Peace Garden has their concerts, and Fridays or Saturdays, Helper Live has their stuff going on.
Good.
So.
Keep in contact then. Okay, Chuck Abeta, maintenance.
Okay, our reservoir's sitting up the same at 6 feet down. This is normal this time of year. We've got water coming in. I visited the treatment plant today, and boy, what a mess that road is. And there's a lot of mud and a lot of snow. And so I wouldn't recommend going up there just for fun. They're very busy. I've never seen that many people working up there at one time since it started. It's all put together. They were actually flushing the first tank today. The water was flowing. I couldn't believe it. It was kind of scary. But yeah, they sent the water up to that new reservoir, and then they brought it back down into the treatment plant and started flushing the sediments in there. And
The new tank, right?
yeah,
No reservoir.
that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, more reservoir.
Well, the new holding tank, that's the reservoir. With that, Dave, we have a new schedule that Dave makes a copy of, and I'm going to let Dave go over this a little bit in his report. And when I went up there today earlier, I did not think that this was going to work, but when I came back out of there, I thought, yeah, they're there, you know, it looks good. So if this all comes true, it's gonna be really nice. I didn't talk to you about the snowpack. Have you got a new reading on?
Yeah,
Okay, well, that's all I have.
okay,
Thank you.
that's all?
Yep.
Okay, our new truck is ready for pickup. Cody and I were gonna go get it tomorrow, but like Chuck just explaining, they're doing those tanks, and Cody would like to be here for that. So we'll put off the delivery until probably Thursday or Friday on that. That is the timeline for that project, and it shows that the construction part will be done on the 26th of February. And then you'll see that from the 4th to around March 25th. That is startup and training during that period, so around that 25, 26, 27, we should have a plant up and running. Grab this, Janine, pass it around, let everybody pass it around if they'd like to see.
Yeah,
Take a picture each side.
then maybe we can plan a party.
You can see how the whole project went there.
This is good, a good chart to see.
Yeah, yeah, Merrill was here last week.
He was
And,
up there today.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay, Merrill being our engineer. So we also talked about the funding for this project and making sure that our records are the same as his, the engineer, as our contractors. And we have sent our information to Johansson and Tuttle for them to look over and make sure that they compare with each other. So we're there. We feel that there will be a little left over. I don't know if you can say it's left over because we planned on it, on all these things, but
A little less to borrow.
money for a skid steer for hauling the chemicals and stuff around in that plant. So all of these contractors have been making draws on the system. Merrill says he's going to leave this skid steer to us because we can get a state bid. So we'll be purchasing it, and we'll make probably our only draw. Haven't made one yet for the city, so.
And gravel.
Yeah, and then the talk was to put some gravel up there in the mud bog, so, yeah, so.
It's ugly now.
Well, that's kind of where that's at with that treatment plant. According to their timeline, it worked out almost perfect, so we got off to a late start because of weather. But it should be done, and we will have an open house. Well, maybe a month after. Get some good weather, get the mud taken care of up there. We'll invite the community to come in and take a look. It's magnificent. Like I've said, it's the best plant in the state of Utah now, until somebody builds the next one. So that's the beauty of it. It's high tech. It's wonderful. I talked last meeting about the flood at the wreck and pulling the carpet back, and I was a little concerned about there being asbestos in the glue. The samples came back, there's no trace, so made out there. So we did get that moldy, ugly, stinky carpet out of there. That's taken clear out. We don't have to worry about that part anymore. Council, start preparing for the next budget. Get your wish list, and we will. I'm 100% sure we'll open and amend the 23-24 budget about May.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good guess. So be prepared for that. And the new budget will, of course, be for 24, 25. One of the things I'd like to see if we can slip into this budget, something Liz has addressed and Trossel's just addressed. That's the amount of money that we have to pay when we get a grant. If we could put $50,000 into the budget just for that, it would make grants a whole lot easier. At least the small ones.
Right.
You know, it doesn't do me any good when I go out and get $5 million, but for these small ones, it would make it a lot easier to tackle. So put it on your wish list, Lynn.
It's on there.
Okay. But we're about ready to crack seal, and we are going to do Columbia. We have limited ourselves to 7 tons of it. That should take care of it. And that's paid for by Class B and C money. And we won't try to, I think we're going to do Sunnyside and East Carbon in the next coming year or so that it'll all get done. Snowtail sites, it's all settling up there now, the snow, and we are getting a little bit of runoff. So the corral is at 27 inches. I lied to you this morning, Sam, I'm sorry. The numbers I give you, they're off the top of my head, which wasn't really right. So corral is at 27 inches, and timberline is at 31 inches.
And it's settling with all that rain, huh?
Yeah,
That's okay.
yeah. So we're doing real good there. I spent a half a day or better last week in county fire negotiations. It was myself, Mayor Timothy, Mayor Peterman, and Mayor Corianis. This is what the county allows us to take care of unincorporated areas, what they pay us to do. Now, why would that be such a big deal? Hang on, Dave. That involves $380,435 a year that we split up between 4 cities. And the issue this year is, you know, we have this piece of pie that we've taken our money from the county for the last 5 years. Rice City wants a bigger piece of the pie. So instead of them getting 31%, they want 40%. So in order for them to get 40%, the other 3 of us take less. So that's why negotiations are up in the air a little bit. But we'll see. And the county says $380,000 is all they're willing to pay for it, but I think they're softening a little bit on that. So all in all, it may work out just fine in the end, but it's going to take a battle or two. We're scheduled for the 7th of next month for our next meeting on that. We're waiting for bids to hydroseed the baseball field, the Little League field, and the cemetery extension. So I'm kind of curious to see what that bid will be. And we're applying for a grant for the ball field. Cemetery is on us. So we'll just have to live through this and see where that all gets to. There's no financial reports, no old business, new business. We put it out for bid for a contractor on the building next to us to change it into a police department. Didn't get anything back, but I have twisted the arm of one of our contractors in price, And he came up and was surprised by the project, because the bones of that building are fabulous. You know, so it's gonna be easy and nice for them to work with. But, we need to approve that if I can find it. Bear with me just a minute. So we have one bid come in. They're the only ones who want to talk to us. Nobody likes to come up here. Our money's just as good as anyone else's.
But we're 30 miles away.
Oh, yeah. It's 30 miles that way, but it's about 300 this way.
Absolutely.
Okay, for the bid, the electrical contractor came up and did a walkthrough also. The bid for that upgrade is $38,558.40. I would entertain a motion to, that money's all been taken care of by Mr. Keddington. We know where it's at.
So
Now-
this is for the electrical, the 38,500,
No,
or
all of
that's
it.
for everything?
Everything.
I make a motion that we approve for the upgrade. And this is, Sam, you've looked at these plans and this is going to meet what you need in there? The security and everything?
The mayor told me about it, it sounds good.
We did a walkthrough with our first contractor that didn't do it. So,
And I'll make a motion that we approve the bid for $38,500 to update electrical and all of the rooms and security things for the new police station.
and let me interject that Sam also has a grant to take care of video and signage and stuff like that for the building, so.
I'll second that.
Yeah, a motion and a second to go ahead and put this bid into motion. He's waiting for our call, and believe it or not, it's hard to believe, it's probably 8 weeks out. Before you can think about starting this project.
Can't retire now.
I told him you could drop some of your other projects and come up here to a nice warm building and a nice project. The guys would love you, but I don't know if you'll do that or not. Okay, I have a motion and a second to...
Who is it that gave us the bids? The bid?
Mike Christensen Construction. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed of any? That motion passes to thank you. I've also been down talking with the dispatch. I went down last week and signed the contract for what we call Spillman, which is the software that will run the new police systems. All of Carbon County is switching over to it. I need to approve that also. That was right around $11,500 to approve that. It's quite complex.
So is this just the software, it's not including any of the radios that everybody's gonna have
No.
for it? This is just our part of them upgrading the dispatch center to the
And
Spillman's?
they're already running on Spillman, I think.
Yeah, as of about, what, a month ago
And
maybe?
we're trying to get the cars done. Our radios are probably sitting in price. They're looking for a contractor to install them all. So that's kind of where that's at.
Oh, the county's not gonna do it like they did before?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
So this is just an upgrade for the system.
And remember when we had what we called that pot? And we decided not to renew it because it was $10,000. So that thinking worked out pretty good for us because the new system, almost pays for it. But keep in mind, there's a yearly charge on that software too, of about $10,000 a year to maintain it. So
How much was the basic?
11,500.
that's our part. Our part started out at 50,000 something. We went to the CIB, got half of that. Then the other half that was left, the county went to 911 funds and cut that in half. That's where the $11,000 comes from. That was, all in all, we made out pretty well there too, considering it's kind of forced on you, you know, the things you have to do. So, and,
I make a motion that we approve the $11,500 for our portion of the Spillman contract. And how much is our regular payment now to dispatch? Isn't it about 40,000 a year?
yeah, and it'll go 41, 42, and 43. But that's what we went to the legislature for. So keep your fingers crossed that the legislature decides that the state will pick all of that up.
Yeah.
Don't count on it.
I make a motion with that and look forward to getting the radios, because right now it's kind of scary, huh, Sam?
Yeah, they don't work very well.
No.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to go ahead and purchase Spillman. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes also. So, lot of stuff going on. A lot of updates and a lot of things, a lot of improvements. The guys are spending a lot of time learning how the plant works. And they're spending a lot of time at the rec center. All weather's still like it is.
That was a lot of work. That carpet.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It was in the library, right?
yeah.
Yeah, the carpet come out okay, but the glue,
The glue is still a nightmare. But we'll tackle that a little bit at a time.
nothing works.
Okay, payables. Anybody want to pay the bills? Barbara has a
I do
question.
have a question, and I've noticed it the last couple of times and I keep forgetting to ask. So under ambulance service and under utilities,
I noticed that today, they did fix that. The fire department.
okay, but look at the last, like 2 or 3, because it's been that way for the last 2 or 3, and both of them. I got to thinking, there's nothing that says fire department in that, so it's all hitting the ambulance, so it needs to,
They've been fixing that, so.
Okay.
And I did catch that.
okay. And I make a motion, we pay the payables.
I'll second.
Okay, so it's about $1,600 between the two. Half of that is fire and half of it is ambulance? Okay. Right. Okay,
She'll go back and fix the others.
let me take this two again. Okay. Looks like the tower project around town is going. Wow.
Did you talk to them about pull up there at the?
Yeah, I talked to Merlin about putting a light up there.
Okay,
And
public safety.
how he's gonna handle that, I don't know. Whether he'll have these contractors do it or if Rocky Mountain just go ahead and do it. Oh, there's a lot of work going on. Like I said, that's a $4 million project to begin with. Who knows where it's at?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. Okay. Jesse, it's your turn.
Did we
made
approve the
motion.
payable?
Oh, did we approve the payroll?
Yeah.
Did we ask for a vote? All in favor?
Aye.
We did, yeah. Okay.
Because you were looking at it. You
Yeah,
wanted to take
yeah,
a
that's
second.
right. I was taking a second look. Okay, yeah, now it is approved. Thank you.
I will make a motion that we adjourn tonight's meeting.
I'll second it since you beat me.
And before we second it, Barney, you're okay with our explanation today?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you. Yep,
Okay,
that
we'll try to get that taken care of as
takes
fast.
care of our section of little property.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you
try to
for
get
working
that
on
taken
that,
care of as
yeah.
fast as we can.
You okay, Christian?
I'm good.
You okay, Christian?
I'm
falling asleep on the way.
I'm still awake.
Must have done all right, huh? Didn't have to stop me or anything? All right, well, we have a motion to adjourn and we have a second. Johnny, all in favor? Motion passes, we are adjourned.